Hey guys, Sunday coming at you with another Nony replay packet. This is game 5, I believe. Yeah, it is game 5. This is going to be played on Longinus. And yeah, this is between Nony and TT1 here. So we do have Nony spawning as the green Protoss in the 3 o'clock position. And then we have TT1 spawning as the purple Protoss about the 7 o'clock position, I'd say. So, yeah. Too bad I'm a digital clock fan, so, you know, these hands on the clock are really getting to me. I really struggle with the times. I was saying where the spawning parts are. But yeah, this is gonna be a PvP here. So let me check one more time, make sure. Yeah. So we do have. Oh, this is T1. This is TT1, right? Yes. This is TT1. So Nony's actually the purple Protoss here, and TT1's actually the green Protoss at the right here. So this is the first time I've actually seen Nony's PvP. So I'm pretty excited about this. After all, I've seen a lot of PvP. One PvP, I believe. And then this is the first PvP. PvP, a matchup of build orders, I feel, and scouting. Scouting huge in PvP. Pylon warping in for both players. Pylons are in their bases, so after all, we're not going to be seeing any cheese. This is actually for the TSL, so I'm pretty excited about this. Actually, Nony, I've been doing his replay pack, and he hasn't won quite as many as I planned. But obviously, he's so much better now than he was back in the day here. So we are going to see the gateway warp in here, and we are going to see the gateway warp in here. So identical builds so far, obviously, but pretty much good players generally often in mirror matchups they do have the same build, and that can make for some pretty exciting games. And then when it progresses into the middle and late game, then you can see where they take different roads with their build orders, I guess you could say. Similar to warping in here for TT1, and gas a little later here for Nony. But Nony's actually, that's why, because he's actually double gating. Of course, that's why the gas is so late. One probe on the way, so he's going to be aggressive here. Nony's actually going to try to put some pressure on early. I feel he must feel that he has the Zealot micro to try to outdo his opponent TT1. So pretty. I'm kind of surprised by the decision making here by Nony. I feel Nony's late game. I feel Nony's macro is one of his strengths, but I guess it wasn't one of his strengths this time in the game. Scouting probe is actually going to go in the wrong position, but he'll quickly realize that Zealot obviously producing and on the way here. It's going to come down to micro. He wants to get a couple probe kills. 2 probe kills is the number. I'm kind of interested to see how all in Nony's going to be here. 2-gate can be a very all in strategy, or 2-gate can be not all in. You can go 2-gate into Cybernetics core into the obs into expansion, or even 2-gate into the expansion if you can get the scouting in with the Zealots. Or you can go with 5 or 6 Zealots and really try to win the game right here. Zealot is out, so both players going to try to be aggressive with the early Zealot here. That's reason for that second gateway being so late here from TT1. But TT probe scouting here. This probe is going to run to this probe. With the appropriate micro, Nony actually could probably lay out this Zealot, but it's going to come down to control. And 2 more Zealots on the way. If he could wait, it would actually absolutely be a lot better for him. Dragoon on the way. It's going to come down to TT1's micro with the Dragoon to pick off that. And now the probe is in the base already. So here we go. Nony's going to try to put some pressure on early. Zealot on the way here. So he needs to get a couple of probe kills here. He needs to keep that. Oh my gosh, brilliant play here by Nony. He's actually going to draw that Zealot back away from the probes with the probe of his own. Nice play there by Nony, but not going to be able to get a probe kill even. Nony not decent micro here by both players, but Nony not been able to get the probe kills he needs. That probe at mining the gas actually going to really slow him down. This probe's almost done, and this is absolutely not turning out great for Nony here. Dragoon's out. This one Zealot has about to fall in here, but he's going to wait for the 2 Zealot reinforcements here, so he's actually going to put some pressure on Zealot on the way from both gateways here. So it's going to come. TT1 needs to have very good micro. Zealot versus Goon micro is something that the Goon should win, but it does take micro hold stop back hold position. He's actually going to get a couple probe kills here. He's not worried about that at all. He's going to go for nice surround here by TT1. Not a ton of kills here at all for Nony. Not terribly effective at all. I don't even think it really stopped mining. It did while they were trying to surround it there. But now the Mondragon, yeah. TT1 here with the seizable force here, and he's going to try to actually put some pressure on third gateway warping in. So Nony, pretty all in cheesy here. Really the ultimate. And this scouting probe's going to get in. Oh, wow. TT1's going to see this third gateway, and this is not looking good for Nony here. He's going to pretty much with the appropriate micro, the good counter for 3-gate Goons is 2-gate into a Reaver. So I'm expecting the robotics facility to go up. We are seeing a Citadel, so we're actually going to see go for DTs. That is an option. DTs are a decent counter for it. But the one thing to note is, actually, I learned it from Tasteless again. Pylons, if the mana pylon goes off or whatever, and it's not terribly effective on you, then DTs are a good counter in PvP. And that's probably what TT1's noting on, is that obviously if he can come in with some, if he can do some if like all those zealots kind of went to waste with Nony, that he's not going to have the tech to do it, and he's not going to have the tech. Especially when he scouted that third gateway, his tech's going to be late here. So hopefully Nony can actually get a scout in. Forge coming up. So, ooh, Nony actually might read this. He might actually read this. Temple Archives on the way. DTs are on the way, but Nony, the baller he is. Forge going up for both players fearing DTs, but Nony with the reason here. Forge on the way. He's going to actually probably throw a cannon up here. He's going to try to be aggressive. He definitely has the larger army, but not a... maybe not. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't actually have the larger army. Third gate hasn't quite kicked in yet. But obviously with the third gate, you want to be pressure early because you're basically throwing away your macro game here. But I feel this push is going to be quickly stopped when he sees the DTs that are now producing here. So 2 DTs on the way, or 1 at the moment. I'm expecting the second one to go up when he gets the minerals, and he's realizing this. He's going to have to back off. He sees the cannons going up, so we have TT1. Sorry for calling him Mondragon. And oh boy, Nony's actually taking this expansion, realizing his third gate is not quite as effective as he wanted. He needs to put up a cannon. He must put up a cannon. He does put up a cannon. Nony actually might be in luck after all. 1 DT out, I think. Yeah, the DT's almost done here. We don't see a robotics facility, so this is DT's, not a DT drop here. Cannons war begin. Oh my god. Kind of a cheesy, childish game, I guess you could say here. And Nony's going to come down to Nony to try to hold this off. Nony's going to be able to hold off this DT. DTs are very strong against cannons, but they're not terribly strong against the wall of dragoons and Zealot sitting outside his base. Citadel going up on his own here, but that's obviously not for DTs. Those DTs would be terribly late. And he has cannons up in his main base, so I feel he's going to be able to hold this off. Maybe if he ran in with his army and could pick off that cannon, that's actually what he might be lining up for. Yeah, that suicide probe that's what he's lining up for. He's going to try to run in and wipe out this cannon with his army. He's going to go and straight aim for the cannon. I don't think Nony's going to be able to do anything about this. He needs to build more cannons. This one cannon's not going to be enough unless TT1's pretty careless with his DTs. I don't think Nony's going to be prepared for this at all, and he's going to come in. I'm expecting TT1 to come in and try to target that cannon, and that's exactly what he looks to be doing here. Yes, this cannon's going to fall quickly. Nony's actually going to win the unit battle, but that's not going to be enough here. These 2 DTs are going to be able to get in here. Nony's going to try to do a blockade here while he possibly gets up a robotics facility. Temple Archives up for himself. He was actually going to probably progress into DT drop, actually. DT's on the way, though. DT's are actually going to stop a lot of this mining here. 2 DTs live, so that's really costly for Nony. Nony absolutely desperately trying to build up cannons here, waiting for the observer to get out. He's going to be able to lay out a lot of these gateways, lay out this pylon, stop all unit production, and while he takes over the game with his army. Cannons going up, so this is very, very silly game here by both players here, or by TT1, I guess you could say. I think Nony is the better player, so I really... This is the 3 gate was not playing into Nony's favor. This Nexus is actually going to go down here. So this is really going to hurt Nony, and TT1 taking an expansion of his own here. And TT1 in a great, it hasn't got too many probe kills. That's all that Nony can hold on to, is that he's going to lose the Nexus, though. There's no way. The